Good morning.
Good morning.
Tuesday. I got a lot of sleep last night. So did you.
Yeah, same. I feel
Vanessa's like,
wonderful.
never. I didn't. Yeah, I'm sleeping well these days.
Yeah, I slept for 5 hours straight last night.
But you also took a nap earlier in the day?
Yeah, well, I usually always take a nap, but never do I get 5 hours straight of sleep. It was unreal. Like, I woke up and I almost didn't need to drink coffee.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
I mean,
good.
I was up for like 10 minutes before I was like, oh, I haven't had any coffee yet.
Oh my goodness. What's that like?
I don't know. I'm getting it in right now, though.
are.
That's
You
for
guys
sure.
are
Never
for
drink
it.
coffee, ever.
Never?
No.
How do you do this? No
I
wonder
don't
you're
know.
always tired.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm tired out throughout the day. In the morning, though, I just wake up and I'm like, okay, at first it's hard to get out of bed, but then once I'm rolling and doing my makeup and stuff, I'm like, okay, good, I've got this. And then I put the radio on loud when I'm driving into work.
That'll
Like,
do
okay,
it.
and that's it.
Your pit bull.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mine's
He's
whatever's
coming.
popular on
You
the
know,
radio.
yeah, we're going.
Yes, we're going.
We already
do that.
discussed it.
Jennifer says she slept great as well.
What?
Jennifer?
Lucky Jennifer.
It's the weather. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's more
So
sleep.
get on board with the whole sleep train.
So, well, yeah, that's not happening. The D-backs start on the 26th
Yeah.
of this month. And then at that, the first week, I work every game straight. Along with this schedule. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. So if I mess up more than usual during traffic, that's why.
Yo, this girl is the hardest working
Yeah,
person in showbiz.
seriously.
Like, I'm not. They say people say that a lot. They don't realize that you'll work till what? Like the game will be home. What time would you get home on a normal home game?
I usually ends around 10:30. So
Right.
I get home, around
And then you
that time.
And then you
right?
come into work at
Yeah.
what time here?
4. So I wake up at 2:45, to get ready, and I just
Yeah.
keep going. And I've been doing this for 4 years straight.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I hope the folks appreciate you, but that
Aw,
is
thanks.
whoa. Like, just think about
you
doing
nap?
that on a consistent basis every night.
So during the season, I do nap, but I only take like a power nap because in the past I've like slept for a couple hours, and then by the time I get to the game, I'm groggy, and so then my words start slurring, and that's not
Right.
good either. So I'll
Is
just
Vanessa
take a
drunk?
Yeah, they're like, what's going on with her? I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And so I just decided to take like a power nap. I'll take a 30-minute nap, and then I get ready and I go, and I just do it all over
You're so
again.
good.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the season. I think we're going to have a great team. I ran in actually to a season ticket holder yesterday at Costco while everybody was stocking up with water and hand sanitizer.
Do
and
not
toilet paper.
recommend or endorse.
I was like, what is going on over here? But yeah, she was excited about the season, so it's a big buzz,
Yeah, I always like the beginning of a season because it's like everything's fresh, everyone starts at the same level. So hopefully good things.
And the D-backs made plenty of new additions in the offseason
Yes.
as well. So the roster itself looks on paper much better.
Fingers crossed.
Very excited. Also excited about the springtime coming up for baseball reasons, but also for apparently some of you, spring cleaning reasons.
Okay.
And we're asking, what are your spring cleaning secrets? And the reason we're asking is because there's a new study that shows clearing out the clutter actually boosts our self-esteem. A clean, tidy room inspires us and makes us a little bit more open to change. If you're looking for a bigger esteem boost, you can donate some of the stuff that you're getting rid of there. The study says knowing that our stuff is going to people in need makes it easier to let go.
That's true.
That definitely makes sense to me. It's odd. I didn't know we were going to do this story this week, but I actually cleaned out my closet this past weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, and so I am donating a lot of the clothes. I purge a lot of clothes as the seasons go on because the closet's not big enough to have here in Arizona. We have there's a sweater season and a hoodie season and then a summer season. Obviously,
lot of layers.
Yeah, the closet's not big enough to have all of it. So I need to separate like the hoodies and the sweaters and then go back in another drawer and then bring out some more t-shirts and whatnot that I hang up. So I needed to do that, but I realized that after a few months, it had just been stuff was all over the place. T-shirt I was looking for months ago was like way behind stuff and like all crinkled up. And so it was good to do that. And then I realized there was probably like 10 or 15 things I could part with. So I do feel good about
Did
that.
you feel better?
Yeah,
Did you feel
I can
a
say.
self-esteem boost?
Well, and I felt a real self-esteem boost later in the night when I walked in the closet, and I was like, it looks good. Like for the first time in a while, I don't get like anxiety walking in here. So I think that part helps. And maybe that's what the key is to it, is that when you see it, it looks, when something is less cluttered, it obviously looks cleaner. And so maybe it just makes people feel better, I guess. I don't know.
You don't dread as much going in there and like digging through your piles to try to find that one t-shirt that you're looking for that's always in the way back, crumpled up. So yeah, I'm a big fan of I do it usually twice a year where I purge from my closet and donate and do the kids and do all that stuff. I try to do it twice a year, like seasonally, you know, when you're really flipping the closet. I have to do my son's closet, and his is like a wall of clothes because he's, you know, they grow so fast.
Yeah.
So he's like in between sizes. So we're in a kind of weird phase right now. But I'm like, things are either like capri pants for a boy, which is not always awesome, or he's got like a midriff situation going on. But of course, those are all his favorite shirts. I'm like,
You don't save them for your younger son?
no, that is the younger son.
Oh, the younger son. Oh,
I know.
so you need to donate them.
No,
Well, when
I
you-
give them to my nephew though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When you don't understand the value of doing laundry, I can speak from experience with growing up as a boy, and especially as a boy, you're like running around constantly doing all this stuff and sweating in your clothes and whatever, and then you change real quick and you're always on the run because you're just like, you shower to go do the next thing,
Yep.
you just take your clothes and you just throw them places, and the next thing you know, 2-3 days has gone by, and that's happened a few times, and now you're like layers and layers of clothes on the ground in the corner.
I know.
So good luck with that.
I cannot
That'll be fun.
stand clothes on the floor. Like it has to go in a place. But my thing is, so I put a laundry basket right next to their shower. So I'm like, seems like you
Right.
take off and it goes right there and then you step in, right? It seems like a workflow situation. Nobody is understanding my thoughts. It's still on the floor in
floor.
a wet pile. My little one has taken to wearing his socks in the shower.
What?
Because he's like, I'm so excited to get in the shower. I'm going to take my socks off. I'm like, who does that?
That is hilarious.
So I find these sopping
Oh.
wet socks. Those he puts in the hamper because he's hiding them from me. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, we're in a, I don't know, disaster.
Well, he's rinsing them off for
We're
you.
in permanent FOMO.
Oh my goodness.
My 8-year-old has he's fear of missing out on everything. He's like, I'm missing something while I'm showering.
That's life.
while I'm eating,
life.
while I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, nothing's happening.
Yeah, that's
Nothing
life.
to look forward to here.
I'm just, I mean, it's been a few years since I was a teenage boy, but that's what it's always like. You're just on the run constantly.
I think when you're decluttering and cleaning out, if you're gonna buy something new, you should get rid of
I
something
love
else
that.
in that house.
Yeah.
So like when I buy a new dress, I try to go through and find an old one that I no longer need. Like yesterday I went to the store and I found these wonderful glasses to drink out of, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, do I really need these? Like, no, I don't need them. So I had to really talk myself out of it. Like, you already have them at your house. You don't even have people over anyway, so it's not like you really use them. So why do you need to buy these? You know, I would just add more clutter. So I'm trying
I'll do
to,
that
like,
with shoes. Like if I buy a new pair of work shoes, I'm like, well, then it's probably time to get rid of, you know, these old brown ones because I have new brown ones or
Yeah.
whatever. I tried to do that with shoes because I think that's shoes can take up a lot of space.
I think that's a good thing with towels. Do you notice that people keep towels for a very long time?
So when we moved, that was my goal, was like to get rid of towels are tough to get rid of.
Yeah.
'Cause my husband, it's like you have to literally hide them, like thrice wrap them and put them in the bottom because he's like, I might one day decide I need to do some task that involves an old towel, and that was sheets too. He's always like, oh, I'm going to need the sheets to cover up something at some point, and they've thrown out all the good sheets. I'm like. So we just have a mountain sometimes.
That's all real
Old
though.
towels.
Towels are always useful.
to wash
and-
the car or...
Yeah, and your sheets, like you can cover your plants, your tender ornamentals.
He's like, yeah, and he's
outside.
like, oh, we only have good sheets to cover the plants with because you threw all the old ones out when we moved.
We killed a bush because I didn't have any sheets the last time we had a freeze, and I was going outside with the backup sheets, and my wife was like, "Where are you going with our sheets?" And I'm like,
with the backup sheets.
covering
then we
up the
get
bush.
upset. Yes.
"What if we need them for our bed?"
I know.
Well, you know, the bush
They
is going to
take up
die.
a lot of space. We have some good tips though for
Yeah.
spring cleaning. I feel like I need these tips. So apparently, put rice at the bottom of a bottle or a vase with water and dish detergent to swirl and rinse. Oh, that's a good idea. Mm-hmm. You can never get the sticky stuff.
Right.
Okay.
And I always say I'm going to buy one of those, I don't know, what do they call those
bottle
things?
brushes?
Yeah, the bottle brushes.
I love
but,
those.
Yeah, never. That's a good idea.
Look at this one. Spray your cheap vodka on your shoes and in your shoes.
That's a
What?
party
In your
foul.
shoes?
It helps them to not stink.
It just smells
I
like
feel like
vodka.
that would be trouble. Yeah, if you're
I
driving
feel like
somewhere and you get pulled over and they're like, why do you smell like
I'm
alcohol?
imagining spraying this in like my 11-year-old shoes, and they're like, "Why do you smell drunk? You're in the 6th grade." I'm gonna try that though. I gotta find some cheap vodka.
Vodka, you're going to sip it and then pour it.
I like one for you.
No wonder
one
spring
for me.
cleaning is making everyone so happy around here.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So lemons can be good sponges. So you drain it, put salt on it, and help clean your sink.
Ooh, I'm going to try that later.
That's good. Yeah, I like these tips, Ashley.
Yeah, I could
Good
make a lot
ones.
of drinks while we're doing
I
this.
know, this sounds like
we
a
got vodka
cocktail,
and
vodka,
lemons and salt.
Yeah, salt.
Some
Stuff you
tequila,
have around the house.
margarita mix.
I
Yeah.
think we found the true secret to the mood boost. It is a cleaning party.
you have a
It's
party
happy
while
hour
doing it.
party.
Susan said vinegar and baking soda.
Yeah.
That's what she uses to clean. Karen says hire someone. That is easy
Yes.
to
That is
do
the
too,
best.
right? Have someone else do it instead of
I
you.
did one time. I hired this lady. She was like a friend of a friend, and she did.
The deep cleaning. Huh?
She reorganized my kids' toys. So imagine a wall of Legos, and she had individual drawers that had dividers. So like all the heads were in one section, all the torsos, all the legs, and all the Legos were sorted by color and size.
Really?
It was crazy. It was amazing. And
That
she
is
has
crazy.
boys, so she was like, "What? Your boys will follow the system if you just put it in place." I'm like, "You haven't met these animals. It's not going to be any good." And she's like, "I'm telling you, it will work." And it did. They
Wow.
really maintained it. And one would yell at the other one if he's like, "Yo, put a head in the torso section." So they did follow the rules. But
We got to have your sons on the
I
show.
know,
one day.
we need
They would I'm telling you, you'd be wetting your pants. They're hilarious. But we had to leave it when we moved, so I was really bummed. So I got to try to figure out.
Find someone else to do that here for you.
reinstate
You
that
need to
like a
get
wall.
her back so she can handle the whole shower, clothes,
I told her best friend
hamper
lives
thing.
in Scottsdale, so I'm like, if I fly you out here for a weekend with your best friend, do I have to pay for your services, or can that just be the service?
Well, then can she come to my house because I have my office that is
She's really good.
crazy. I have D-back stuff everywhere. I have new stuff everywhere. I have receipts, and I have to do my taxes, and you have to calculate everything, and I just do not want to do it. So
You
if I
have
get
like
somebody
50
organized-
jobs.
Yes, so
Yes,
it's
you have
like
no time.
I need someone to come and clear that office out. It is a mess.
Yeah, she had quite the system because at first it was like, she purges everything and she found like, you have 3 sets of minimum of Monopoly. Like we had the Fortnite Monopoly, we had the old school Monopoly, we had the Millionaire Monopoly. And then she consolidates them, gets all the pieces together and does that for every board game.
Wow.
Wow.
And then sets up the board game wall. It was just like, it was amazing. I'm like, I wish I could just have the energy to do this myself.
Bob's killing me over here.
What do you say?
He said, just keep the front and back doors open on a windy day.
That's like something my dad would say.
Make yourself a drink and open the doors.
Let everything fly out.
Boost your self-esteem, spring cleaning. I know. I got to get on it though, seriously, because I'm like getting ready to reorganize my kitchen. So I'm following all these like Pinterest, Instagram organizers because I'm like, I'm going to do it myself this time. I'm going to try to.
It's hard. I have a hard time. And I think it's because I'm by myself. So, like, normally if I have a project around the house, I'm like, Mom, you want to help me? And she'd be like, okay. So that's the only way I get things done. Otherwise, I'm like, nope, I don't want to do it.
I wonder too if, and I grew up on the East Coast in Connecticut, where it is winter for like 7 months of the year. So I'm wondering if, this study that, was probably a national study. And one thing I remember about spring cleaning that really made you feel good is just the fact that it was spring again.
Yeah.
And so
yes.
like you would open the windows to do it and you would open
Shaking
the
out the
doors.
cobwebs.
And Bob makes a funny point here, but that's what got me thinking about spring cleaning when I was younger. It really was a mental boost because it was nice out and you did it on a weekend that was a nice day. Nobody ever spring cleans when it's raining out. You know what I mean? Like you do it when it's a beautiful day out.
Although you probably should, because then you get a lot done. You're stuck inside anyways.
Yeah, but it's just something
not the same
nice
mood boost.
about having, like, spring cleaning in terms of, we used to do, like, clean out the garage and the
Yeah.
porch, and so, like, you were outside a lot. And so it just made you feel a lot better in general, I always thought. And so it's a little different now, being here, because the time you don't want to be outside is in the middle of the summer.
Right.
But it's sort of like a gradual, like, cool down. So it's not like that first weekend
drastic.
that I got the windows open, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just seems to me like as time goes on, all of a sudden it's like, oh, now it's not 150 degrees outside, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And so maybe the spring cleaning is more in like November here than it would be in other places.
That's true. That makes sense.
I feel like thinking about spring cleaning though is really making me sad right now. Because I feel like I'm now like mentally tallying all the things on my to-do list. So maybe it takes a while to get to that finish line.
Not enough
and then
time in the day.
feel
You
the
better go home and do all
self-esteem
this stuff.
boost. I know.
Eric has a solution. He said, just move.
But moving forces
Oh my
you
gosh,
to
yeah.
What we've moved,
You gotta clean.
Oh my gosh, like we will now have moved 4 times in 1 year.
Oh my goodness.
Not even a year. And so, yeah, it is 1 calendar year. So, yeah, every time I feel like we have to throw out and purge and Yeah.
That's a good way to clean out things, right? Because you have stuff, like, I know I have stuff
Yeah.
that I've had forever,
Yeah.
10 years or something.
Because no, I had to sit
And
there.
you
I
don't
told
even
my
use
husband,
it.
Well,
I'm
and
like,
you
do
realize-
do you want to actually pay money to have a mover pick this and move it to another place? Like,
Right.
is that worth it to you?
Right. No, it
gotta make hard
generally
choices.
isn't. It forces you to make a hard choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys do well with your spring cleaning.
No.
Yeah,
Send
it's
us
fun.
Pictures,
You'll-
inspire us.
Yes.
We need it. Oh my gosh.
We got some fresh squeezed juice, Vanessa.
Okay, never wait for a drink refill again. Okay, so there are now smart bottle tops that let you pour your own cocktail from your seat. What? They're being tested in suites at the Sacramento Kings Arena. Here's how it works. The bottles are linked to a smart tablet, okay? You type in what you want to drink on the tablet, and then one of the bottles will light up, and when it's ready to be poured, the bottle cuts you off when you pour the amount of alcohol you paid for. Oh.
This sounds like bottle service at the club. You
Yeah,
know, when
but
they,
instead,
they
like-
put the lock on the top of the bottle when you're
Yeah.
sitting there.
Yeah, but now you don't have to tip the waitress because you're doing it yourself.
That's true.
You know?
Interesting.
That's true.
There's this wine bar downtown in this area, and they have kind of a similar system. So they have all the wine set up in this machine, and you put a card in, and you can pick how many ounces you want.
Yes.
And then if you just pick if you want the little bit, and you pour it in there, and it pours it for you, and then you drink it up, and if you want to go back for more, you just keep going back for
like
more.
a self-serve situation.
Self-serve wine bar. Yes, it was
I
super
like
cool. So similar to that.
I feel like, unfortunately to me, this is the way of the future. But I like good service. Like
You like the bottle girls?
I appreciate. Yes.
You like the girls that go with the
I appreciate
firecrackers?
good service, whether it's from a man or a woman. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. You got, you caught me.
You're like, oh, the bottle girls is like bottle girls.
I appreciate that.
I enjoy good
do
service, and
enjoy
that's
it.
why I always say to people that like get mad about tipping, like when you go to a restaurant, they're like, I shouldn't have to tip them. I was like, well, then stay at home. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just the way I feel. Is like you pay for good service.
Yes.
And if you receive good service, they get a good tip.
Right.
But I enjoy good service.
Right.
I appreciate that. I grew up in the service industry. I had many jobs at restaurants and stuff like that.
It's hard work.
It is hard work.
Yeah.
But when someone puts all the effort into it, I feel like they deserve some kudos.
Yes.
But when I go out, I expect and appreciate good service.
So you wouldn't take this option of pouring your
Well,
own
if you don't have
drink?
a choice, you don't have a choice. But no, the one thing I could see that's good about this is that if you have bad service
Right.
to the point where, my drink's empty and it's been empty and nobody has come by
That
and
is
filled
so
it,
annoying.
then you can handle it yourself. But
Yeah.
if you are receiving good service, and by good service, I mean your drink shouldn't be empty, like ever.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're finishing it up, someone should come within a few minutes and ask you if you'd like a refill. But if you're receiving good service, that shouldn't be an issue at all.
But some of those clubs in Vegas, oh my gosh, you can wait forever to get.
Oh, because it's so
it's
packed
so
in there, and it's
packed,
hard for the
so
girl or
crowded.
the servers to come
Yes.
through. And
Yeah.
Ladies. So yeah, it might be easier just to self-serve, and that's.
You're just sitting there looking at the lock on the bottle, like,
I know. Like,
Or you get in trouble because you're trying to open it yourself, and sometimes people do open it, and they're like, yeah.
and they're like, that's $400.
Oh my gosh, they might
It's
need help
Tito's.
places like that.
Wait, isn't it March Madness coming up soon? That's
Yeah.
the best time to go to Vegas.
Oh, it is. That first week, especially the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of that first round. Oh, it's unbelievable.
When is the first round? Because I need to make that.
So I
trip.
think it's so the conference tournaments will be next week, and then it'll start the week after that. So you're talking about mid-March. Yeah.
I think I might check out that
we gonna
bottle
do a
service
Right.
over
So
there
this
in
is the
Vegas.
end of the
Brackets
regular
here?
season.
Okay.
For college basketball is this weekend. Then the following weekend will be the conference tournaments, like Pac-12 tournament, Big Ten, all that, SEC. And then the week after that, the following Thursday. So you're talking about 2 Thursdays from now.
Okay.
Can you make it to Vegas by then?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
She
doesn't sleep anyway.
Yeah,
She's not sleeping.
No.
There's no point.
She'll be there in 4 hours from now.
Right before the season starts,
Oh
Gotta
my
get
gosh,
it
you
in.
better get it in.
One last time. All right, sorry. But at least we know when March
Don't
Madness is now.
apologize for telling us your plans.
Yes.
We were talking about bottle service, so it made sense,
Yeah, it got lit in here real quick.
Pop them bottles. Have a great day.
Yeah, enjoy your spring cleaning out there.
Tuesday. Woo!